Hello, Des here. This video is called Curating My Closet, 7 Steps to a Closet Filled with Clothes That You Will Actually Wear. So if that sounds like your bag, then please keep watching. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new around here, and thanks so much for joining me on this Curating My Closet video. So let's get straight into it with step 1, which is take stock. So this was some exercise, I can tell you. I was very daunted by it. I wasn't sure whether I really wanted to do it, and it took a lot of courage, is not quite the right word, but it took energy and it took time, and it took my husband actually going away for a couple of days for me to decide to do it. So after I finished work, I poured myself a glass of wine and I took out all the clothes from my closets, including shoes, underwear, everything, and I laid it all out on the floor. That was a hell of a job, I can tell you. It really, really was. But it was so valuable because taking everything out, and that includes coats, shoes, underwear, socks, tights, t-shirts, of which there were many, dresses, skirts. Actually, I don't think I have any skirts, shorts, even my summer clothes. I took everything out. I mean, I left the swimsuits in a bag, I have to say, but I took everything out, as you can see. And after I'd done that, everything was laid out on the floor. I kind of sat back and I was able to take stock. Now, it's true to say that when I was taking stock, or while I was taking stock, I knew I'd already thought about some of the clothes in my wardrobes and closets and drawers and all of that, that I was almost definitely likely to get rid of. But it was so helpful to see everything laid out, everything on hangers, on the floor, on my clothes rail. I had to lay out a sort of large silk scarf thing, and I put everything on top of, or not everything, but I put quite a lot of things on top of that. It just made everything easier to see in its totality, everything laid out in front of me, so I was able to sit down, sit back and survey the scene. And it was a hell of a scene, I can tell you, but really, really useful. So that is step 1. Take stock of all the items in your closet, and I mean all. Step 2, keep or chuck. Now you've got all your clothes laid out on the floor, it'll be much easier to see which clothes you want to keep and which ones you want to chuck. And when I say chuck, I don't necessarily mean put in the bin. I mean take to the charity shop, sell on Depop or Vestiaire Collective or eBay, or maybe give to friends. So it is easier to see, I think you'll find, because I know that what I did was once I put all my t-shirts out, for example, I didn't realise how many I had. I kind of suspected, but I wasn't really sure until I saw them all piled up how many I had. I realised that those t-shirts with logos, some of which I bought very recently, in fact, in my Uniqlo haul that I did a few months back. I'll link that down below for you if you want to have a look at it. I mean, they look nice, but to be honest, was I wearing them? No. What is the point of having them? And I think there's something about when you've put all those clothes on the floor, or you've laid them all out and you see how much you've got, there is a real issue with choice, isn't there? Because if you've got too much choice, I think that's when you can go into slight panic mode and think, oh, well, I don't know what I want. I remember years ago when Starbucks first came to the UK, and suddenly there were all these different coffees you could have, you know, latte, cortado, skinny cappuccino or skinny latte with extra this and extra that. And it was a bit like, oh, I don't know, it's just too much, just give me a coffee. And in a way, having a choice of so many clothes can be a bit like that. That's how I felt. It's a bit overwhelming. So I think there's real value in deciding what you're going to chuck. So I was going to say be ruthless, maybe that's a little bit strong, but really think about whether you're going to wear something again before you decide to keep it or chuck it. So I was ruthless, I think, in my t-shirt chucking. I got rid of all the t-shirts that had logos on them or messages because I'm just not wearing them, and I've never really felt comfortable in them. So be ruthless, decide what you want to keep and what you want to chuck. And if you've got a don't know pile, that's fine. Everybody's going to have one of those. Maybe just if you've got one of those piles, just try and keep it small if you can, and just put them away, out of sight, once you've cleared up, because then you don't have to think about them. They're not going to get in your way. They're not going to gnaw away at you somewhere in the corner of your wardrobe going, wear me, even though if you don't want to. Put them away, and if you haven't worn them again in 6 months or a year, then it's time to chuck them. So some of the things that I chucked, metaphorically speaking, were some summer dresses. They were lovely dresses. I got them from Kosas a few years ago. Very nice cotton, lovely and summery. If we'd had a summer, I might have worn them, but to be honest, they were more office wear, really, in the days when I had to look smart and go to the office on a regular basis. Nowadays, I go to the office maybe 2-3 times a month. I don't need to wear those type of dresses, and actually the weather isn't really hot enough for them, or there's aircon in the office that I now work in, so I really didn't need them, lovely though they were. The other thing is they did have a tendency to billow out if there was any wind, so it would be a bit of a Marilyn Monroe moment sometimes. So for that reason, and for the reason that I haven't worn them for 2 or 3 years, I got rid of them. Number 3, assess your personal style. So you've chucked all your clothes that you're not going to be wearing again, and you can survey the clothes that you are keeping and think about your personal style and how they fit into it, and your lifestyle, which will come into play. Your closet should now contain all the pieces that reflect your personal style, and clothes that you feel good in, that make you feel comfortable, that suit your body shape, that you can move comfortably in. The colours, the fabrics, the silhouettes, that when you look in the mirror, you feel good about yourself. So many stylists talk about essentials, the essential white shirt, the essential black pencil skirt. I don't really think that there are essentials. They are personal to you. So for example, my essentials are leggings at the moment. I mean, they always have been actually for many years, but particularly at the moment because I'm working at home. If I'm on a Zoom call, I can wear leggings as long as my top half looks smart. It doesn't matter what I'm wearing on my bottom half, but leggings, and good quality ones at that, from Hush, I'll put the link down below for you, they are what make me feel good, and when I look in the mirror, I feel good in them, even if I've got something smart on top. So consider your personal style and your lifestyle, and consider how those clothes fit into that lifestyle. Step 4, consider and plan. Now that you can see all your clothes laid out in front of you, you can start to see what goes with what and what you're missing. Identify the gaps. So you can see whether you've got enough woolly jumpers, for example, for the autumn-winter season. So for me, in the autumn-winter, certainly last year when I was working at home, and I will be working at home again a lot more this year than I've done in the past, since pre-pandemic times. So what I need is I need leggings, and I've invested in some really good quality leggings this year from Hush. I'll put the link down below for you. So, I mean, they're £25, so they're not cheap leggings, but they're not super expensive. And I feel put together when I'm wearing them, even though they're not on Zoom calls, they're not visible on Zoom. But what I did identify was that I didn't have enough long sleeve t-shirts, and I didn't have comfortable ones. They were a little bit too tight and not very flattering, the ones I did have. And I didn't really have enough cardigans. In fact, I think I had one cardigan, which I bought last year from American Vintage, which I love, but I've lived in it. And to be honest, I could do with another couple. So it was a really useful exercise in looking and seeing what went with what and what I was missing that would help to bring my wardrobe together. Step 5, try things on. Now, this is a really valuable exercise, but I did find it quite difficult. I know it sounds ridiculous, but to start parading around in my own boudoir in front of my mirror with different outfits, somehow just because I was trying them on instead of trying them on because I was going somewhere, just felt really weird, and also taking photos or taking videos of myself. But it was really useful. One of the things it pointed up was when I put on a crew neck t-shirt with a V-neck jumper, I just wasn't sure whether it really looked right on me because I'm quite short-waisted and there seemed to be too much going on my top half. All my length is in my legs. I'm not very tall. I'm only 162 or 163 or 5'3" or 4. But it just not sure that it looked right on me. So actually trying these things on was really useful, because the idea of trying things on, what I've tried to do since I did that exercise, is to curate my closet. The idea of curating my closet was to put the clothes that I'm going to wear on a regular basis on my clothes rail rather than putting them in my wardrobe. So trying on the outfits was a really, really useful exercise. And given that I now have my wish list that I've made from my notebook, I can then see, well, actually what I really need with that cardigan is not a crew neck t-shirt, I need a scoop neck t-shirt. So that exercise of trying on your clothes in front of the mirror and taking photographs or videos of them can really help you to begin to put outfits together so that you can have a set of outfits that you know you can reach for every day without having to rack your brains and think what goes with what. I found it such a useful exercise. Step 6, from wish list to purchase. Now, I must admit I jumped rather quickly from wish list to purchase, and I did purchase quite a few things. Nothing very expensive, but some long sleeve t-shirts in rather a hurried manner after I realised that I didn't really have any, having chucked out the ones that didn't fit or weren't comfortable anymore. But I didn't spend a lot of money. I went to Artistry, I went to Amazon even, and bought some long sleeve t-shirts from them. I'll put the links down below for you. But having that wish list and starting to fill the gaps in the wardrobe to make it a cohesive wardrobe, so that now I've got some clothes that I can go to every day. I don't have to decide, I don't have to think, of what goes with what. I've got what I need, and I've got some things on the wish list. I haven't completely fulfilled it yet, but I think that's been a really useful exercise for me, because what I wanted to end up with was a clothes rail. So I'm very lucky that I've got a wardrobe, but I also have a clothes rail, and I wanted to use that for my regular day-to-day outfits, because most of the time, like I said, I'm working at home. I just want to get dressed in an easy and quick manner, put my makeup on, pick out some things that I know are going to fit me and that are going to look okay, and they all go together, and then I can get on with my day. And I found that so valuable. And I really recommend checking out eBay, Depop or Vestiaire Collective. I'll put all the links down below for you, because you will find some really good bargains there, so you don't need to spend a fortune. And of course there are charity shops. Step 7, monitor and review. Now that sounds like a business strategy, doesn't it? But actually that's what this is. This is a curated closet strategy. What you're aiming for and what your goal is to have a closet full of clothes that you'll actually wear. So now that you've done all that work, you've cleared it, you've tidied it, you've put everything away, you've got your clothes, all you need to do now is start wearing them and enjoying them, but obviously reviewing them in light of your changing lifestyle, if it does change. So our lives, all our lives have been changed by the pandemic. There's no doubt about that. We're all rethinking the way we live now. Some of us are having to go back into the office every day. Some of us are working at home all the time, and some are doing a hybrid model. And all of that is going to impact on our lives and the clothes that we wear. So monitoring and reviewing what you've got is a really positive thing. You might find you've still got too many clothes, in which case get rid of more, or you might find that you actually want to get some more. But I think being really considered and thinking about the clothes that you've got and how you wear them and what you do with them, and also how you look after them actually in terms of this monitoring and review process, is really, really valuable. And there you have it, my 7 steps to a curated closet filled with clothes that you actually want to wear. I really hope this video has been helpful to you. I've really enjoyed making it. And if you have enjoyed it, please consider giving it a good thumbs up, and better yet, subscribing to the channel and commenting down below. Let me know, have you had a go at this? Have you tried curating your closet? Will you give it another go now that you can follow my 7 steps to a curated closet? Please let me know in the comments below. And thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.